this is Christal Jordan with Rolling Out, and I want to do a really special story for Women's History Month that tackles something that is an issue in the Black community. A lot of people think that we're past, we've made a lot of progression, and I believe that we have, but colorism is still very alive and very important, and I think the way it affects young Black women is something that we all still need to be very aware of. I remember the first time I knew that I was very different than my mother. My mother is very fair-skinned and, or as they would say, light-skinned. And I remember kids at school when she dropped me off in elementary school saying, "Why don't you look like your mom? You know, your mom is light-skinned with long hair. Why don't you look like that?" And I can remember comparing myself to her reflection in the mirror. And I was very, very brown-skinned with, you know, kinky hair, and my mom was very fair-skinned with really long wavy hair, and I remember feeling less significant because of that after I heard that that was, you know, if you look like that, that would be amazing, you know. And I think that was probably the first memory that I had, that because of my skin color, something about me wasn't as amazing as it could be if that was different. And the reason that I think that's so important is because that's definitely something that none of us have any control over. It's an automatic way to separate and divide us as women from the moment you're born. So we're here with Elite Sisterhood, a youth empowerment group for young women, young high school women, and we're going to talk to them about how they feel about some of the lyrics that they hear, some of the attitudes that are celebrated in pop culture, and see if it's still an issue for them. I've invited 4 established women from the community to come out and have a very candid discussion with these young girls about colorism in 2017.
Tracy Nicole, designer of Tracy Nicole Clothing, and the first time I realized skin color was an important issue was probably from my grandmother. I saw a lot of pictures of her doing a lot of things and being a lot of different places that some people of color couldn't go, and I learned the term "she could pass." And I was told she could pass for white, so she was able to do certain things that other Black people couldn't do. And growing up, she used to say, yeah, you need to pretty much only hang around people that look like you, and it would be easier, because then you won't have jealousy, and then you won't have people thinking you're better than them, and all of this was attributed to skin color. Now, I didn't understand it, but as I got older and went off to college, people do perceive you a little different when you're light-skinned. I think, based on my experience, they might think that you're stuck up or not friendly or think you look good. Those are things that I heard growing up as a child. But I learned very quickly beauty comes from within, and skin color has nothing to do with it.
My name is Tamika Newhouse, creator of the AANBC Literary Awards, and my first experience with being told that my skin was too dark or that I wasn't as pretty was actually from someone in my own family. And for years, I didn't understand why I wasn't technically as pretty as all the other girls. But I took it upon myself to look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I embrace my full lips, my big nose, and my dark skin, and I'm here, and I love it.
So, there is a lot of hate these days, and a lot of girl-on-girl hate, but I think girls should be more supportive towards each other. But I see these days that some people want to look a certain way, but when they don't, there's always going to be something they don't like about themselves. And it's worse when people actually bully you about it, and then you just kind of gotta build yourself up. And if you can't do that, sometimes you just gotta fake it till you make it. It's always good to have someone there to help you through that, though, to tell you that you are beautiful and whatever they say is not true. And then I think today, that was really good. I think these days a lot of girls need this kind of talk and support from other people. And recently I was talking about with some other girls in my class that I feel like that they feel it's easier to tell your feelings to someone who can't judge you, like a stranger, no one who really hangs out with you as much. So talking to these other people who don't really know you personally, it's the fear of being judged that won't dawn on you when you're telling your story. And it's great to have.
How do you think it's unfair that girls get judged by the way they look more than boys?
Yeah, I think it's very unfair. Some guys think it's like effortless to look the way you do, and then it's so hard for girls to have this standard that they're put at, and when they can't achieve that, it's really hard to go through trying to tell yourself that you are beautiful the way you are.